Phillip Davis, Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com. Folks, I want to talk to you something about putting the right people in the right place in your business. I said before, and I'll say it again, it's very easy to have a business and create an LLC. I mean, that's easy. That's just paperwork and a fee. Any like LegalZoom will take that money. You can get a lawyer to do it. I've had lawyers do LLCs for me. You pay a fee and they do all the legwork. Well, that's great. We talked about starting an LLC, benefits of an LLC, and one of the things often overlooked is that you really got to do a good job of actually making sure your LLC is successful. And how do you do that? Well, I'm going to offer up a few ways that you can have a somewhat of a successful LLC, and hopefully this is applicable to you and your business, or you and your entrepreneurial endeavors or your aspirations. One of the first things you need to do is have a plan. I've had fortunate opportunities to be part of certain teams where I've been a partner. I own my own business. I've done joint ventures and a list of others, being board members. And one of the things that when I were with the right type of business-minded people, one of the things they talked about is a business plan. A business plan is, they have a lot of templates you can use, but business plans are set up so that way you can actually line out what your business is, who your target market is, what your business goals are, what your mission statement is, who your clientele, how you're going to develop your business. It's actually a whole outline in detail that can be presented to a bank, any place that's looking to loan or give you any type of funding, because they want to see your actual business plan. They actually want to see, what your business is looking to accomplish. And real businesses have these. Clothing brands, pottery stores, it doesn't matter. They all have business plans which they create. So a lot of LLCs skip this step, and it's not a great step to skip. Now, you can create a business plan. You can also pay for someone to do it. A business plan, I mean, you could use ChatGPT too as well, but you really need to make sure you go through it and make sure it lines up with your actual business plan. Because again, people love ChatGPT, but ChatGPT gives you a general guideline and outline, and you want to make sure that your business plan is specific to you. So you might have to go back over and even reread it and actually make sure that it applies to what your actual product or service is that you are looking to sell or offer, and that you also really need funding for. So that's something that you're going to have to really, really consider starting on and working on. And I see a lot of people like to skip this step, which I think is a real shame, because when you're looking for doing more business or becoming more successful, this is where a lot of businesses that are high up, they have mission statements, they have core values. What are their goals? What is their business plan? Because a lot of banks want to see what your business plan is, because again, it's a form of organization that they know most LLCs will not do. And a lot of other people who just do fly-by-night LLCs they're not real business. It separates the real from the fake. And I've talked about this before in other videos. The other thing that you can do if you are looking to have a really successful LLC is you want to think about really making sure that your services can be offered either to a larger target market on a digital platform or in your actual area. Because if you kind of go too far out wide and you want to offer something that is maybe like throughout the state, you're going to have to think about, if you have an actual physical product that you're offering, you're going to have to think about things like shipping, handling, delivery costs, how you take inventory, how you give out receipts. All of these things are going to have to be accounted for when you're doing your business. It's one thing to make a sale, but again, don't forget, the more successful you become, the more your tax liability, and you're going to need to file for some kind of business taxes. You're going to need an accountant, and an accountant is going to need those records in order to make sure that they can show your business is truly successful. And the more you can show that your business is actually successful through good documentation and paperwork, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get loans and extra funding from banks when you have those tax documents ready and prepared to show that your business actually produces capital, revenue, income. All those things matter. And you want to have those things prepared, or at least organized in a way that you can present those to even investors if they need it. Okay, so you might start seeing a common thread in this, that realistically, organization is definitely one of the key factors that you have to actually have in, I would say, triplicate if you're going to be doing a business and try to be successful. Think about it this way: how you start is how you finish. You definitely want to have a system in place. Having a system in place just means that you have a way that you go about processing your services or your products, how you send your invoices, how you organize your documentation, and how you're going to start planning for how you launch your campaigns and promoting your business, promoting your brand, and promoting your products and services. One of the other things, and excuse the wind, that you're going to have to think about is how exactly you launch your product and you do your brand promotion. One of the things that I always do is do your research. You could simply do your research by looking at anyone that has a similar product or services that you offer. I'm not saying to copy, because imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but you can look at how they make their ads, their products, or services appealing to the people who are in your target market. And also, it needs to be curtailed to your actual local area. So that way, someone in Colorado may not like or have the same appeal as someone maybe down in Miami. Because again, if you have a product that is influenced by weather, terrain, or even demographics, you're going to have a hard time presenting that to someone else who doesn't exactly identify with the way that you're promoting or the way that you layer out your brand. Keep that in mind so you can be successful. You got to bear with me, folks. Sorry. I stupidly did not bring my handheld gimbal device that allows me to hold my phone with a little bit more control. So I've got to hold it literally between my fingers and up at the same time while I do this. So it's quite challenging, if you will. But the other part that we're going to talk about, without further ado, is that you got to look at some scheduling. You might be looking at social media, and it's great to use social media as a launching pad to promote your brand. But again, maybe you should look at your content strategy and how you're going to formulate that. Looking at reels, shorts, maybe just promoting some pictures, and also not overlooking some local, real world connections. Like I've always said before, your Chamber of Commerce is going to be a really big avenue for you to promote your business, especially if you're doing it in a local area. Yes, and I will say, if you're noticing that it was sunny when I started this video, see those clouds up there? Those are storm clouds coming in. So one of the things that people often overlook that I'm going to talk about is Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce, what is that? The Chamber of Commerce is basically all the local businesses at the local level meet up every single month, and they promote businesses, they network. You're going to meet a lot of people who matter if you join the Chamber of Commerce and go to some events. I've gone to something called Network at Brunch or Network at Noon in my local Chamber of Commerce, and you're going to connect with people who are real estate, like Berkshire Hathaways. I saw them there. Met a lady, connected with her. You're going to see some big names and some small names, and you're going to see people that maybe you want to align yourself with that can help you on your way and legitimize your businesses, and even be a source of network or a contact for you that connects you with a person that can really elevate your business. So please don't overlook Chamber of Commerce. Is, to me, they're unsung heroes in getting your business up there. Even being a member of the Chamber of Commerce, even if you're not able to go to live events, offers a tremendous value, because again, the Chamber of Commerce is not just going to put any business on their website and say you're a member, it really does give you some kind of local authority and does make your business a little bit more legitimized because you're now starting to interact with the real world of business acknowledgement. There are two levels in business with interaction. There's a digital side and there's a real world side. Real world side is like McDonald's. McDonald's has their online side, which you can see commercials, brands, their brand deals, I say commercials, but then they have their brick and mortar side where they have physical products and you can see advertisements when you walk around places and subways, things like that. That's where your real world presence has to matter. And they also have corporate headquarters, which is really important because you need a way to process all that money they're making. And again, that money's managed through the accountants, lawyers, legal team, marketing departments. Well, all these people meet, and back to the earlier parts of the business that I talked about, your marketing brand, that's where all the real world collaborations happen. And also it's where a lot of their servers and a lot of things that they want to keep internal are going to be stored. So again, even if you're starting off in a small way, you got to scale this to your level of business. But I wouldn't think because I'm not a C Corp or S Corp that I really wouldn't start to put these things in place, because as you grow and become successful, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier for you to, kind of expand on rather than start on when you're at more advanced levels of your business. So right now, I'm just going to leave it off with that. I'm about to enter into the Devon Fair over here, the horse fair, where they're doing all the all the qualifiers, I believe, for the Olympic trials. Yeah, I live in that kind of area for equestrian. But at the same time, folks, I want you all to give this a thought on what you're going to do and the steps that you need in order to be successful in business. I'm going to have a part 2 to this, so stay tuned. And I'm going to talk about what to do when you start making some actual money in your business, to take it up a notch and scale up your business. Now, again, this is not legal advice, but this is just business strategies, because again, everyone's results will be different. But at the same time, the principles, I think, are going to be very critical to you starting a business off and be successful. Because again, I started after 20-some years of being a nurse, and I've been able to be somewhat successful. I like to think successful from not having a true business background, because again, a lot of things learned in business actually come from experience. So you can always pay the people who got a degree a piece of paper to say they're an expert. But realistically, a lot of other people always learn from having good business sense. And you need to have that no matter what. So Phillip Davis, Ancestry Lands, I hope you got some value and information. Like I said, I hope you're always educated, enlightened, and least of all, entertained. Make sure you like and subscribe. Stay tuned for part 2. Remember, own property or you'll be owned as property. Go to ancestrylands.com to get yourself some real estate to start owning. And we can talk about that in the next one. Peace.
Are you confused with today's real estate market? With high interest rates and overpriced housing, it can be hard to find something to own at the right price. Available on Amazon, Getting Dollars from Dirt by author Phillip H. Davis is a game-changing book that invites you to embark on a thrilling exploration of this often overlooked asset class. This book is your roadmap to unlocking the secrets of vacant land investment. Inside these pages, you will uncover the transformative power of vacant land as a wealth-building tool. Discover how to spot promising properties, assess their true value, and capitalize on market trends. From understanding zoning and permits to leveraging financing strategies, you'll gain the knowledge and confidence to make savvy investment decisions. With each page you turn, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the profound impact your investments can have on the world around you. Getting Dollars from Dirt is not just a guidebook, it's a call to action. Whether you're a seasoned investor or a curious novice, this book will empower you to tap into the immense potential of vacant land and embark on a journey toward financial freedom and a brighter future.